G'day legends, it's Jai that Aussie metal guy here. Before we get stuck into another great interview brought to you by Crannk.com and thatmetalstation.com, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, and that way you can keep up to date with all the best music and interviews from all over the world. Hey, how you all going? This is Jai, that Aussie metal guy with Crank.com and with thatmetalstation.com. So tonight, wherever you are in the world, I'm having a chat with David Culbert from Bleed the Sky, Deathcore merchants who recently released Rotten Flesh and announced their new vocalist, Rudy Flores, who has been around for a while, really great vocalist and fits really bloody well with you guys. Dave, cheers for joining me, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolute pleasure, man. So the last couple of years, man, you've done 2020, you dropped This Way Lies Madness album, and you've done that ripping single, The Devil Will See You Now. And the last couple of years kind of went the fucking way they've been. How have you guys been going the last 2 years with everything and the whole bloody world going the way it's been?
You know, it was crazy. Like, we got off of tour in 2020, and like 2 weeks after we got home, the whole world shut down. So that kind of carboshed any plans for the rest of the year, you know. The biggest thing for us was just, you know, trying to keep our momentum without being able to go out and play shows, you know. And then, you know, as far as that album went, you know, it was our first release, Bleed the Sky's first release in like a decade, you know. So
I know.
So getting the opportunity to go out and do it and then get it shut down was just, I mean, it was kind of like a kick in the gut a little bit, but it was the same thing everybody else was going through. So we just had to make the best of it, you know. Put out some new music, you know. We did The Devil Will See You Now, and just try and stay out there, you know, where people are still getting music from us, and, you know, a little bit of info here or there. But I mean, really, we just took the time to put time into writing new music and getting ready to, you know, make the moves we wanted to do to move forward with the band. So
yeah, it would have been a really big, I suppose, mentally, sorry for swearing, but mentally it would have been a big hit to you guys after 10 years. You're like, look, let's get back into it. We're going to drop this album. We're going to get back to work. And then the world kind of happened the way it did. And it would have kind of made probably a few of you guys reevaluate kind of, are we going to keep pushing through with this? Where are we going to go? And is that what kind of led to Noah going, look, man, I want to call it a day at the moment? Or what was the idea behind all that?
You know, we had put together, as far as like Austin and Wayne and Kevin and I, a few songs that we've just been, you know, because we're going to constantly write. That's just, that's how we do, you know. We didn't want to slow down. We weren't able to go play shows, but we definitely didn't want to slow down, you know. And, you know, Noah's, you know, just like the rest of us, he's a father. He's got a life. He's got his things going on in his personal world. And that's, you know, that's important to him. That's important to us, you know. So ultimately he's our brother, and you know, everything that went down the way it did, and you know, we've made the moves we've made, and it's, you know, we're standing behind what we're doing, and God bless, you know, Noah, do your thing, you know, enjoy your life, you know, and take care of your kids right now. So that's kind of where we're at with it.
I think that's the number one thing, and people don't realize, some of the fans are probably a little bummed out, but like, Rudy is an amazing vocalist, and Noah, as you said, he's a dad. I've spoken to a few people through this time, man. They've just reevaluated life and what, you know, where they want to be. And sometimes as a dad, I spoke to another guy. He's like, look, man, our vocalist, he's just called day. I want to spend time with our family, and much love to him. As a father to 3 kids myself, I think that's probably he's going to have the best time sitting back with his family than he ever would running around touring and on stage. And he's put that many years into it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, he's got 3 albums behind him, some singles, demo, but EP before anything happened, even when Paradigm, you know, before Paradigm and all that. So we Bleed the Sky, you know, guys in the band have been musicians for years and years, you know what I mean? And to do it in the capacity that, you know, we want to do it at, you know, it's just not for him at this time. So here we are.
I think it was the guy from Suffocation. I think the singer from Suffocation, he's stood back to go with his family as well, dude. It's like, you know, it's an admirable choice. Tell us about Rudy, man, stepping up into the position, man, because he's come over from So This Is Suffering, man, and they're heavy as hell, dude. And when I heard he was coming in and stepping up to the plate for you guys, I'm like, man, this is going to be fucking unreal to see where Bleed the Sky is going to go with here. And that latest single, Rotten Flesh, man, heavy.
Yeah, thanks, bro. Thanks. Yo, Rudy is I mean, he's brought us, you know, that excitement that it's like it's a new vibe in the band. You know what I mean? Like, because, you know, we met Rudy all of us met Rudy on tour because So This Is Suffering was on tour as support for Believe the Sky on the revival tour, you know? So that's how we all got to jive with that dude. And then, you know, getting him into the fold with us, man, as soon as he put, you know, like we just sent him some tracks and right away he was just like ripping on them, you know? And it's so exciting, man. I can't tell you, you know, that bringing him into the fold has just made all of us have that. We feel like we're 20 again. You know what I mean? You know, and we're not, you know what I mean? But at the same time, we're just, you know, we're fired up and just ready to go kill it.
Yeah, it's a great track, man. What he does with his vocals and the lyrics on this is bloody unreal, man. Not to mention, of course, all you guys in there. But, you know, when he's hit that I Must Remain and the kind of the drop and the dude, it's just like, it just shredded, dude. That whole track, I played it over and over again, man, just because I'm like, dude, and the more I listen to it, the more I pick up like the what he's doing with his vocals is just nuts, man.
Yeah. He sounds like when I first heard the track, when we first sent him some tracks, you know, and he sent back some vocals over, and it wasn't Rotten Flesh, it was a different one that'll be released at a different time. But I was like, you know, just like, holy smokes, dude. I mean, I knew Rudy was brutal, you know, but to hear him over our jams, just the way it all felt, you know what I mean? Especially through that time where we weren't sure what was going to be going on, you know what I mean? As far as like, you know, Noah's, you know, being available to do it and stuff. So like I said, it was immediate, just like energy, just excitement, electricity for us, you know, to hear him behind, you know, in front of those riffs, you know, and just killing the game. So exciting.
Yeah, so what's it like to get back in the studio? I dare say, like as you said, you got more material coming, and there's no doubt album plans for the future, man. What's it like for you guys to be able to get back into the studio and then also have some shows on the horizon to be able to play again?
Yeah. So it's super exciting. As far as like the writing process, you know, like I said, we've had some over the last couple of years. We've got some back catalog, and we're still writing. Like, I mean, obviously, but we've had a little bit of a catalog put, you know. That was kind of on the back burner a little bit because we were waiting for Noah to be able to do things, you know, and you know, that just didn't come around for us. So, you know, right off the bat going into it with Rudy, it was like, we have X amount of songs pretty quick, you know, and you know, and as far as being back in the studio and that, as far as that goes, like Kevin Garcia, our guitar player, he's the wizard behind the board. The guy produced This Way Lies Madness. You know, we do all the work in house. You know, so it's just like, I mean, we don't have like we're not clocking ourselves for getting into the studio and spending the time in somebody's recording studio. You know, we're lucky to have the ability to do it ourselves, you know, so of course we do it remotely because we're all over the place. Like Kevin and I, you know, Kevin's in Florida, I'm in Oregon, and the rest of the guys, Rudy, Austin, and Wayne, are all in California. But you know, with technology, man, it's just the way we can send riffs and send tracks and send, you know, all the music to each other and just do it in that flow. It's still an organic feel. And then, of course, before we start like going out and playing shows, things like that, whatever you may be, we'll get together and crank it out for a week, make sure we're tiled in. Everybody comes prepared. We've been doing it a long time. You know what I mean? Just get in the room together, slam it out, and time for shows, you know? So.
Yeah. With this track, man, can you tell me a little bit about what this track kind of means for you, the Rotten Flesh?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same for all of us, you know, like Rotten Flesh, it just comes from, you know, getting over those like inner demons, like the voices. I don't want to say the voices in your head make it sound like I'm crazy or we're crazy or something, but you know, that self-doubt, man, those things that like they're in life, there's, you know, you wear on your shoulders, and, you know, getting people, you know, have that, you know, am I good enough feeling, you know what I mean? Like, especially with the way the world's gone in the last couple of years, just all the burdens and all the things you see in the media and just all the crap that just puts you down, you know, you're rotting in your flesh, you know, internally, you're just like, you're not, you know, people, it's like getting through the struggles, basically what it's about, you know, getting through all the things that happen in the day to day that, you know, put you in that bad mindset.
Yeah, and I dare say we can all get a little message out of that for sure, Dave. It's coming up. Look, dude, it's been like 20 years for you now, like in doing this, man, in the metal game. You dropped the Paradigm, 2005, man. Can you tell me kind of how you first got into this, man? How you first picked up your bass, man? Kind of like where it led into, how it led into Bleed the Sky, man.
Yeah, that's a funny story, man. So I actually joined the band right after Paradigm, and they were on a touring cycle. I was in a band I'm originally from San Antonio, Texas. I played in a band called Brotherhood down there. And Bleed the Sky used to come to Texas on doing tour runs on Paradigm, right? And so we'd get on the bill and play into different cities in Texas with Bleed the Sky because we were doing our thing at that point, like, you know, in Texas and going out and playing just outside of our state, that kind of stuff. But anyways, Kyle, the guitar player, had left. Wayne was having issues. He had gotten sick, and there was just a lot of things going on inside the band. Well, anyways, they had called me up and asked me to come out and audition for the band. So I initially joined Bleed the Sky in 2006 as the lead guitarist.
Yeah. And
then I left after, you know, we did pre-production for Murder the Dance and everything. And then just like Noah, I had a 4-year-old daughter. I've got 2 kids at this point. But my daughter was 4 years old, and like, it was the dad, you know, I'm calling my kid from California when she's in college, you know, and she's just like, she didn't get it. She was too little for that. She didn't understand it. And all she knew, that dad wasn't there, you know? So I stepped back, I stepped down, you know, and as the guitarist, and they had brought in that dude, Justin, and went and did shows and tours and everything. And then, you know, I kept in touch here or there through the years, you know, and then one day, man, I got a phone call from Noah, and he's like, hey dude, you know, we're kind of writing some shit, and would you be interested in playing bass? Well, I'm like, let me think about it, because I've never played bass in a band. I've always been a guitar player, right, by trade. And you know, I thought about it I went and talked to my family, talked to my girl, talked to my kids, you know, and I'm just like, hey, you know, this is what this will look like for us. You know, at that point, it was like, we're just going to go out and do some weekend shit and write some music together. And that was the capacity it was going to be, you know? But you know, of course we got the itch and we shopped it and things like that, and got you know, with the label and all that, you know, Art is War picked up for us to do This Way Lies Madness and all that. So, you know, I joined the band, we cranked it out, man, put the record together. Kevin did all the production for us. And, immediately right after we released it, we went on tour, you know, and that was going to be the start of our new beginning, you know, like, well, shit. All right. You know, let's sit back and write some jams and stay relevant, you know, and that way we can just keep putting things out, because even though we can't go out and play shows, we still want to put music out to our fans and the people that, you know, put the time into us, you know. So
it's been one hell of a ride.
Oh, bro, it's been a trip, you know. It's been a trip. But I'm grateful, man, and you know, we're at a good place, all of us, the band as the lineup that it is now, you know. Everybody is just, like I said, everybody's charged and energized, and everybody's in the same place, wanting to do the same things, you know. So good.
I think it kind of happened, you know, it was shit the way it happened, but it was good to see people trying to make positives out of the situation as well. Like you said, you guys are spread across the country there, at least kind of like we're able to work out how to, you know, like the rest of us all work remotely as a band, and to be able to share and still be able to make music and relevant while being across the country, which is only going to make it easier for you guys and all your families and everyone involved, because that just means a little bit more time at home. You don't have to rush off and spend so much time in the studio. You just can work for yourself and make the music yourself as well, instead of, like you said, having to rely and pay somebody else to come in and do that, because you got to whiz with Kev doing it all for you as well.
Yeah, it makes it so much easier. And honestly, like, you know, like I said, I'm a dad, Kevin's a father, you know. Wayne's a father, you know, we're all dads. We all have our jobs. We do our things. I mean, we're not freaking out there. We're not Metallica, bro. We're not rich and famous, bro, you know? So we got to do our day jobs, and you know, and when it's time to get to go out and shred, then we get to go do it. And we're grateful for it. You know, that's the ice cream on the cake, you know?
So I know you probably can't say too much at the moment, man, but what's next for Bleed the Sky, man? What are your plans going forth from Rotten Flesh?
So we're gonna keep, you know, putting out music. We want to put out a few more songs. I can't say a whole lot about it yet, but
of course,
you know, they're coming, you know. And at this point, as far as like tours go, our agents starting to set up get the ball rolling for us to do a headlining run in the fall. So
you must be excited about finally getting back to tour again, because you probably haven't played at all since this, eh?
No, man, 2020 was the last show. Like when we went on, we went on that run and then got home and it was over. Like COVID stopped us completely. You know, there was going to be a couple things where we were going to go out and do some shows, but it just didn't work out for everybody that was in the band at the time, you know? So, we didn't do that. But again, you know, we all have recording studio capability, at least the ability to write and share music with each other. I mean, I haven't got to play live, but you know, I can't. I'm just.
What's one of the things you're really missing, Dave, about playing live, dude? Tell me what's.
Oh, dude, it's, you know, honestly, the show is, it's 45. You know, you drive, you go through the night, you know, and you get to the venue, you go through the load in, you do the meet and greets or whatever, the sound checks, and then you're on stage for 45 to an hour, and then it's for me, it's after the show. You know, it's after the show, because before the show, like, you know, we're doing our warm-ups, like we're hanging out and stuff, but it's after the show and everybody's just like sweaty. You know, those people that wait through the night, you know, for us to get off stage, go do what we have to do, get our gear, and that are sitting there and hanging out with us at the van or whatever, and just giving us their time, and just like, you guys have no idea how long I've been waiting to see you. Like, it's those people, you know, the kids, it's the moms and the dads that are coming out that are Bleed fans, that are bringing their 10-year-old kids to the shows, and like, you know, this is my son, check it out, you know, just so the music go into a new generation of kids, and just that's the win for me, bro.
Yeah, the connection with the fans as well. It's a highlight when they come up to you, the merch stand, and they're like, bro, look, I've just bought their album. Yeah. They go home and they'll tell 20 of their mates. And it's just, that song got me through that moment in my life when I was having a really shitty time. But that one track got me through. Things like that, you just can't replace that, eh?
There's no price you could put on that. Like, you can go and play a million shows, man, but it's when people are connecting with you on that level, that's like, it's humbling, bro. And it's just like, whew, you know, you get like goosebumps with some of these people's stories, you know what I mean? Like, man, it's gnarly sometimes, but it's their story and it's their honest truth, you know?
Yeah, it keeps you pushing through those shows. So what's your biggest highlight playing live? I dare say you got a couple, man. What's your biggest highlight playing live?
Just like, one of my biggest highlights playing live was like playing like, I love Chicago area. Like, that was really cool going out and doing those shows, dude. And then like, I grew up listening to bands like Skin Lab, things like that, dude, you know, and then going out and touring with those cats, you know what I mean? On a nightly basis, you know, going to see get to hang out and see those guys. And, you know, every night for those guys is a Saturday night. I thought Steve was just drunk, you know, the singer, you know? I thought he was wasted. It was like a Tuesday night in Arizona, and he's like, "How's everybody doing on a Saturday night?" You know, and I was like, "What are you talking about, bro?" After a show, and he's like, "It's every night, Saturday night at Skin Lab." You know, just it's those takeaways. You know, there's just the people you meet, man. Those are the highlights of playing the shows. You know, you can, like I said, you know, after a point, you play countless shows, and it's really just the connection you make with the people that's the highlight for me, bro.
Yeah, Steve from Skin Lab, I have met him, dude. He's a super cool dude. I done an interview with him once, man. It was he was so cool to chat with, man. I imagine it would have been fun to tour with him as well. And he's on the same label, I believe, Artist War as well.
Yeah, even those guys are phenomenal dudes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, man, I'm going to sign out here, dude. I'm looking forward to where you guys go, man. Any chance you guys one day coming down under?
I would love to, you know, I would. I mean, that would be phenomenal. You know, it's all up where our agent can get us put, you know, and where the demand is for us to go out and do some shows. You know, if we're able to get on a bill or a festival or something, man, I'm down. Like, we're down to do it. We just got to get on them, you know?
Awesome. There we go. Bookers, get on them. Book them down under, man. Dave, this has been an absolute pleasure, my friend. Everyone grab Rotten Flesh. It is the latest single from Bleed the Sky. Put it in the stereos. Crank it up really bloody loud. Dave, you got any last words, shout outs or thank yous you'd like to add in there, my friend?
You know, just thank you to everybody that's been supporting us through all of this. I know there's a lot of change happening, but we've gone into it with open mind, and just like, you know, there's some people that, we're a little hesitant when we did the vocal change, but just the response we're getting from having Rudy and the people that are just excited for the new lineup, man, we're just grateful, and thank you so much.
Killer. Cheers, mate.
Later, bro.
Let's see it.